Welcome, friends, to our Friday's practice titled Yoga for Stress Reduction. So we are now in the spring meridian of the gallbladder, and the gallbladder's personality is called the general. So with the spring, it's the time of action and it's the time of purpose. So friends, let's join together on the mat and get started. Welcome to class. So from a comfortable seat, cross both hands over your body and let your hands settle near your shoulder heads or near your upper back muscles, your trapezius. So I have nicknamed this class Vice Versa. So we are going to be exploring the directions of opposites of push-pull. So very lightly pull down on your shoulders. Okay, and then whatever arm you have on top, turn your head in the opposite direction. Okay, nice and easy. Just take a breath there. And a slow, easy breath out. Okay, so here's the first vice versa. Switch arms. Okay, so it starts with that little pull down energy. So feel yourself pulling the shoulder head and then turning your head away from the arm that's on top. Right, so this vice versa energy, it really reflects that the body and mind are intricately connected. So whatever is happening is in your mind is happening in your body and vice versa. So anywhere we can put a little bit of spaciousness, whether it's in our mind or our body, it'll translate to the other place. Okay, so gently releasing tension from the upper back by pulling down on the shoulder heads. Take one more breath there. Okay, now let's release out of this upper back opener and move it to a chest opener. So let the legs come straight into Dandasana. Reach your arms behind you. So the reach is backward and downward, and we're going to take the chest upward. So when you're ready to inhale, lift your chest, maybe arch your back a little bit. Okay, feel the spine extending. Okay, then vice versa. Drop the chin down, drop the ribs back and down. So here's that little C curve. And then roll between those two places. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. All right, so using that moving energy of spring, right, moving slowly. Okay, the next time you lift up, let's change the shape of our legs into that Z shape. So sweep your legs over to the left. Okay, so give yourself a moment to settle your legs, make any adjustments so that the body is more comfortable. And then we're going to begin orienting a twist, but we're going to orient it from our shoulder head on the left. So bend the elbow on the left, and you can have it below chest height or at chest height. Find what makes sense and is comfortable in your body. And then begin pulling this shoulder head forward and over the midline. Okay, just simply become tuned into the shoulder. So do that a couple of times before we add anything else on. Feel that shoulder head come forward and back. Okay, now we're going to experience the body a little differently. Now as that shoulder head comes forward, turn your head in opposition. Okay, and then pause there. Feel the scalene muscles or the SCM muscles of the neck stretching there. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Okay, notice where you feel it in your body. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Okay, release out of this twisting shape, release your shoulder, and then switch your legs. Okay, give your mind, body time to connect. Think about your right shoulder. Find comfort in your shoulder. And then begin orienting the movement from that shoulder head. So imagine pushing your shoulder forward into a twist. And then release back. So don't worry about the breathing. Breathing is going to find itself. Okay, now here comes the opposite. As the shoulder is moving to the left, turn your nose over to the right. Okay, when you get to the full expression of your posture, just notice where you feel it. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Right, see if you can relax into this twist just a little bit more. If there's any gripping in the buttock area, see if you can soften that. Okay, release out of the twist, come directly down onto the floor with the knees bent. Okay, pause here. Just notice the weight of the bones on the earth. All right, so we're going to use that, gravity to release and also resisting gravity to create tension for a deeper release. Okay, so let's go into that 2-2 and 1 combination. The first two are back arches. So as you inhale, arch your back. Just a smooth release of the breath as you return the spine to neutral. And when you finish those two, pause. Right, so trying to direct that moving energy without it running in a direction that we're not ready to send it into. So when you're ready, inhale's neutral. And then exhale, firm your lower back and take 2 rounds of that. And then once you've completed, pause. Just let everything just settle here for a moment. No rush. Okay, let's use that wisdom of the body and combine the two. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale and flatten. Release the movement. And then just notice what's here. Okay, so this next little section has to really do with the inhale will be our setup, and then once we get into that posture, the exhale, we're going to isometrically contract the muscles in our body. Okay, so here's the first position. Draw your knees up into tabletop. Okay, and then maybe place the hands on the tops of your knees. Take a breath in here. And as you begin to exhale, pull your toes back to your head and press lightly on your knees. And as you do that, start to sense that deep core connection. And then the next posture is inhale, draw your knees in towards your body. And then as you exhale, hollow out through your belly as you pull the knees in a little bit deeper. Maybe pull the toes back towards your head. And then the third position is feet come down. Inhale, lift up into a low bridge. And then exhale, squeeze on your leg muscles from your buttock all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Okay, let's begin again. Lower the pelvis down. Lift the feet into tabletop. Okay, and when you're ready, take a breath in. Exhale, little push on the knees. Inhale, knees into chest, soften. Exhale, contract. All right, slow your inhale down. Feet come down, lift into low bridge. Exhale, contract. Right, so we're using strengthening to release and create a little bit of flexibility. So let's come through that another time. Okay, when you're ready, set your legs. Inhale. Exhale, little push energy. Inhale, pull the knees in, a little pull energy. Exhale, contract. Right, you might even be able to feel it all the way to the pelvic floor. Lower the feet down, slow the breath, lift up into low bridge. Exhale, squeeze on the muscles. Okay, release the movement all the way down. And pull both knees in towards your chest. We're going to create a little bit of dynamic tension or opposite tension with each leg. So let the left toe go up towards the ceiling. Maybe slide the hand behind the knee. Okay. And then you're going to use your right hand on your right knee to slightly push the right knee away. Just feel that little resistance and how it drops into that deep core. And then pull the back of the knee toward you on the left. Okay, so you have one pulling in, one pushing away. Just feel how that dynamic tension shows up in the body. Okay, you might start to feel the abdominals hollowing out quite a bit. Okay, release that tension down to the floor. Let both feet come down. And now we're going to go through that pattern in reverse. So lift up into low bridge. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze on those leg muscles. Slow your breath down, pelvis comes down, pull your knees into your chest. Exhale, send all that air up and out. Inhale, knees into tabletop. Exhale, press on the knees. Okay, let your feet come down to the earth. Just integrate that movement. Just notice what you feel in the body. All right, see how alive the legs feel. All right, just connecting those two highways between the mind and the body and giving it some time to integrate. Okay, let's set up for the other side. Pull both knees in towards your chest. Let the right heel go towards the ceiling, hand behind the leg. Left hand on top of the knee. Just put a little push, a little resistance there, and then begin pulling the back of the right knee to you while you're resisting it, right? So you've got one side pulling in, one side pushing away. Feel how firm the lower back feels to stabilize. Okay, if you feel any tension that rolls too high up into your neck, you're pulling too hard, right? So the shoulder is to press down as you're pulling that leg in. Okay, notice what that tension feels like there. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Okay, release it down to the floor. Both feet come down. Back through the pattern in reverse. Lift up into bridge. Exhale, squeeze. Lower down, let the knees come into the chest. Exhale firmly. Inhale, tabletop. Press the knees lightly. And this time we're going to be opening up through the hips. So lower the feet down and roll to the belly. So slide the hands forward in that Superman that Superman place. But if having your arms forward is uncomfortable for your shoulders, you can put your arms out into that T shape. Okay, so I want you to start to think about this as a pull energy. Okay, so it's palms are down in the front or by the sides, and then imagine pulling your palms towards you and lifting your upper back just a little bit. Okay, start to add the push of the tops of the feet. So you got one energy pulling, one energy pushing, and then lower everything down. Okay, just repeat that 2 more times. Pull energy from the hands, press energy at the feet. Notice where you feel it, and lower it down. Okay, one more time. You might start to notice a little bit of thumping deep in the belly as your vagus nerve is beginning to tone. Okay, let's come off of the belly. Draw your elbows in towards your body and come into a forearm child's pose. Okay, and as you start to bring your body close to the earth, tuck your chin in towards your chest and place your forehead down on the mat and very, very lightly roll to the top of your head. Okay, so sometimes this is called rabbit. And so feel the stretch at the back of the head and neck. Okay, release into child's pose. Maybe rest your forehead on your back of your palms. Okay, take a breath. And so the idea being that when we hold tension in the body close to the head, it increases the tension in the mind. And it's trying to break down that cycle in the head, neck, and shoulders to quiet the mind. Okay, let's come back to that moving energy. Reach your arms forward and start to think about your palms, and we're going to use that pull energy from the hands to pull the body forward. So press through your palms and pull through your palms and bring your body forward. Okay, maybe the pelvis lowers down a little bit somewhere in that position of up dog. And then when you're ready to exhale, it's push energy. So push through your palms, send your tailbone back first. So tailbone leads, push energy through the hands. And when you're ready to inhale, pull energy through the hands. And just explore when you give that direction to your brain, what's that feel like in your body? Okay, and the next time you shift back, find that puppy pose where your chest is a little bit lifted. You're pressing through your palms, so your upper back is broadening. The pelvic floor is lengthening. So really this is strengthening your back body. All right, so just notice what efforting is happening here. And take a breath in. And take a breath out. Okay, friends, shift your body forward. And let's start with the left leg forward into a lunge pose. Right, so the gallbladder is the yang meridian of spring, and the liver meridian is the yin organ of spring, and yin runs deeply through the groin. So anytime we can stretch out through that inner groin, we're opening those spring meridians. Okay, just feel that inner groin softening. Okay, now before we transition, I want you to think about that front foot and engage with that push energy. All right, so begin pushing through that front foot to send it back. Shift the weight back. And then there's that push-pull. Okay, so when you're ready, pull your body forward. Okay, give yourself time. Maybe the pelvis is lowering a little bit. Push energy from your palms, tailbone leads. Feel the weight as you pull forward. And push back. Okay, as you start to transition to that right leg, feel yourself pull that right leg forward. And then let the body yield downward. Okay, soften your face and your eyes. And just paying attention to any gripping or tension and tightness through the pelvic area. All right, so you might notice your hip flexors lengthening a little bit. Okay, so here's that transition. Notice the push energy from the right leg. So push the leg back. Shift back into puppy pose. And then press your palms in so you can feel that upper back broadening. You're strengthening the upper back in a neutral spine. Right, so palms are pushing down and you're pulling your body backward. So feel that dynamic tension as you're strengthening and stretching at the same time. Okay, it should feel, or not should feel, it might feel like you can contain your bones with your muscles. Okay, release that dynamic tension. And then let's move to standing. Okay, now once you've come into standing, we're going to use that push and pull energy here as well. As you inhale, arms are going to go out to the side, and you're going to grab your right arm with your left wrist and begin pulling the right arm over the midline. Okay, so come into the side bend slowly and begin pushing through your right foot. Okay, so there's this idea where you're pulling on top and pushing from the bottom. And then release your arms out to the sides, release your arms down and pause. Just feel your body. Okay, let's find that other side. Up and over, grab a hold. Start to feel yourself side bending with the pull, and then anchor it with the push through that left foot. Okay, release. Slide your hands behind your body. And maybe you just hold one hand in the other. Retract your shoulders for a little back bend. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, forward fold. And so maybe you leave your arms behind your body, or maybe you release your arms down to the mat to steady. See if you can relax your face, maybe open and close your jaw. Okay, release the arms, come back to the top. And then let's come through that one more time. Inhale, arms up, grab a hold of the left arm, pull it down, press through that left leg, side bend. Inhale back through the center, release the arms down. Feel the shoulders relax back and down. Okay, other side. And as you come through this movement, you might start to notice one shoulder has a little more tension than the other. Okay, as you pull at the top, push through the bottom. Slide the arms behind. Open the chest and fold. Okay, see if you can relax your face a little bit. And at any time, you can always release your arms down, just listening to your body. Okay, begin moving upward. Release your hands to the top of your hip bones. And start to think of this as hamstring strengthening. So put a little bend in your knees, just a little bend in your knees, and push through your feet. And as you push through your feet, notice how the muscles start to wrap around your bones. Okay, pull the body back up into tall stance. Take a breath in. Exhale, push down through your feet. Okay, notice how steady this feels. Back to the tall stance. Okay, now we're going to take that energy into a lunge. So slide the right leg behind. Okay, keep the heel up. Same thing. Bend into both knees just a little bit and push through your feet. And lengthen back up. Okay, one more time. Push. Lift. Step forward. Forward fold. Okay, and as your body starts to release with gravity, anything you want to do with your hands, once again, soften the tension in the face, right? So feel the muscles of the face go soft. Just feel yourself breathe. Okay, as we begin the transition, think about pushing through your feet, put a little bend in your knees, so have that push energy as you pull your upper body back into that tall place. Hands on the top of the bones of the pelvis. Here's that little chair. Push energy. Tall place. Left leg steps back. Find that lunge. Okay, when you're ready, bend both knees, push through both feet. Feel that push energy. So you're strengthening and stretching at the same time here. Just notice where you feel it. Lengthen back up. One more. And step together. One more time, forward fold. All right, see if you can yield all that tension downward with gravity. Maybe you can feel the hamstrings giving way a little bit, finding the balance between strengthening and flexibility. Okay, let's find that push-pull on the way up. Begin putting a little bend in the knees, pushing through your feet, pulling your head upward. And pause at the top, take a breath. Okay, let your feet step wide, turn your toes out, and find that steady, comfortable posture. So bending into the knees. We're going to come back into supporting opening at the top with steady, strong legs at the bottom. So we're going to slide the left arm behind the body, grab a hold of it with the other arm, and begin pulling it to the opposite side. Okay, once you've had this area where you're opening through the chest, then turn your nose over to the right. So now you've added the opening at the neck. And let your ear kind of lean back towards your shoulder. All right, so this head position is opening through the SCM muscles, right? And those muscles are basically innervated by our cranial nerve 11, right? So that cranial nerve 11 and the vagus nerve work together intricately, right? So as we can access one, we can access the other. Okay, take a breath in. And take a breath out. Okay, release out of the legs, release the head, and then turn both toes over to the right and lean your body forward for that humble warrior. So press through your feet. Feel your body lean forward in space. Right, push through that front foot. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Okay, one more. Release out of that hip hinge. Come back to that centered place. Back into that steady, comfortable posture. And then you're going to slide your right arm behind. Grab a hold with the left. And then turn your nose over to the left. All right, so be curious about all the sensation that's happening in your legs. All right, so even though we're opening at the top, notice what the whole body is experiencing. All right, so everything's connected. All right, I notice my legs are shaking a little bit. And this head position feels a little freer than the other side. And just breathe. Okay, slowly release out of the legs. Release your arms behind you. Turn both toes over to the left and lean in for that humble warrior, right? So chest opener, press through that left leg, right? So it's that push energy resisting gravity. Just notice how that feels in your body. All right, so firming the muscles of that leg. Breathe. Okay, release out of that posture. And then heel toe your feet in. Let's do just one more standing pose before we take it down. Place your hands on the tops of your hip bones. Push down through your feet just in that tiny little chair. So push down through your feet. Okay, now feel your weight shifting into the balls of your feet and then slowly lift up the heels just a little bit. All right, so you're pushing through the balls of the feet and lifting through the heels. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Okay, release that energy. Come directly down onto the mat. And now let's release through the hamstrings after we did quite a bit of strengthening. You're going to draw that right heel in towards the groin. And the left leg is long in that head to knee pose. But bend the long knee for a moment. So pull that long knee back. Place your hands on either side of the leg. And then the same thing, pull your palms, curl your chin to your chest. So feel those deep abdominal muscles engage. And now push the foot forward, reach the arms forward. Okay, so now you're a little bit deeper into the stretch. We're going to do it again. Pull the palms, drag the heel just a little bit. So feel the contraction in the body. Right, so strengthening the leg muscles, strengthening the upper back. Now, release it forward. Okay, now in this position, notice where the fold is and take a few breaths. All right, so the goal isn't not necessarily to get the back of the knee down to the mat. It's to honor the body and allow it to release the tension knot lines naturally. All right, so we use that push-pull energy to find harmony in the body and then harmony in the mind. Okay, slowly drag your palms in, drag the heel in, and grab a hold of the foot. We're going to do one variation of heron pose here. So grab a hold of the foot, lean back so that the heel floats up. Okay, and some of you are going to be here, and some of you can feel that push energy where the foot wants to push outward and upward. Okay, so listen to your body. How does your body want to unfold? All right, give it a moment and be curious with what's here. Just keeping a little bit of dynamic tension wherever you land. And take a breath in. And take a breath out. And so notice that the shoulders are depressing down while the arms are reaching up. Okay, release that foot down and then switch sides. All right, put a generous bend in that left leg, palms around the outer edge of the leg, and then do that. Pull on the palms, pull the heel in, and then push the foot forward, reach the arms forward. Okay, once you're a little bit deeper, same thing. Pull your palms, pull your heel, and then yield all that tension forward. And relax. Just notice where the sensation is in your body. Okay, begin lifting your body, drag your heel in. Grab a hold of the foot, lean back, lift the heel. Okay, so just notice if that push energy is there, just begin extending the knee, or maybe you stay here. Or maybe you explore, and if it's comfortable, you stay, and if it's not, you return. Right? So this idea where you can have a plan and you can always change your mind. Okay, sense the shoulders anchoring down wherever you are. Right? So we're stretching through strengthening. Okay, feel that pull energy towards you and the push energy from your foot. Okay, now it's just time to let it all go. So let that heel come down. Let the body come down. All right, so now it's just time to let all that dynamic tension go. Let's take a breath here. I just notice the sensation at the low back. And as that energy is moving in your body, okay, start to drop the knees over to the left in a twist. Maybe roll the head in the opposite direction. And then vice versa. Switch. And then once you arrive, embody your body and see if you can yield your body over to gravity. Relax the muscles of your face. Okay, come back into that constructive rest. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, flatten your back and lift both shoulder heads off of the mat. Okay, so feel the abdominals really scooping out here. And then release all of that tension down. And come through that one more time. And then once you finish, lengthen your legs out. And then take your thumbs behind your head in those little hollow points behind the occipital ridge. Okay, so that is that gallbladder 20 point. And just rub your thumbs in a circle. So maybe lift your head up, tilt your chin, and then massage with your thumbs. Okay, this is also where those upper trapezius muscles thread into your skull. All right, so just be curious and let your thumbs move around. Okay, release your head down onto the mat. Relax your hands to a comfortable place. And then let your attention go deeper than your muscles and bones. See if you can connect to that energy moving and sweeping through your body in all directions. Maybe it's a buzzing or a fuzzing feeling. And then scan your body for any gripping, any tension left in the legs or in the face. And it's time to release the tension. Sense the whole body releasing. The whole body relaxing. And the whole body letting go. Rest. Return back to your breath and feel yourself breathe in fully and out fully. And then decide where you want to continue resting, or maybe closing class with 3 chants of Om in a tall seat. Okay, this beautiful practice of yoga that allows us to use many avenues to release our tension patterns. And when we can release tension patterns in the body, it releases tension in the mind, and vice versa. Okay, friends? Pull an intention into your mind's eye and prepare. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.